Hi, today on This Ain't No Buffet, we are cooking stuffed over sole and potato tacos. We'll also be learning some interesting cooking techniques, so stick around for This Ain't No Buffet, coming to you from Las Vegas. Welcome to This Ain't No Buffet. I'm Chef Claude Lamberts, chef instructor at UNLV.
And I'm Byron Teach of the Hank Greenspun School of Journalism and Media Studies. Today, I'll be Chef Lambert's assistant. For many years, Las Vegas has been home to the buffet capital of the world.
But today, Las Vegas is home to a number of fine restaurants and talented chefs, many who you'll meet on our show.
Claude, like our guest, is a professional chef. So throughout the course of the show, I'll be asking Claude questions that you at home might be asking yourselves. We have a very exciting show planned for you today. Our guests will be Chef Al and Chef Brian from the Baja Bar and Grill, and they will be preparing potato tacos. But before we get to that, I understand we're making some stuffed Dover sole.
Yes. We're going to take some simple pieces of fish and making it nice and fancy, expensive.
Okay.
Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our stuffings for our sole fillets. So the first thing we want to do is we want to take the meat out of our lobster tails.
And I see you're slicing it right through, just to break the shell open. And
then we'll just pull the meat out.
And we were talking before we even started the show, what kind of a fish is this, Dover sole? For many of the viewers at home that might not understand what.
Okay, it's a flatfish versus a round fish. A flatfish will swim in the ocean like this, being dark on top, white on bottom. Its eyes are both on top, even though when they're hatched, the eyes are on both sides, just like a round fish. And eventually they move up to the top. Round fish swims this way. Okay, the first thing we want to do is we want to chop up one of these nice and fine. And we're going to sit there and make a little bit of stuffing out of some nice fine vegetables and garlic. My favorite thing is garlic.
Do you want me to chop the other piece
No, we're not going to chop that one out.
Okay.
We're just going to take that and put this lobster in here like this, and then we're going to take this one and just make chunks and add it to it. So what happens is that the chopped is somewhat of a binder, and the chunks makes it feel like you're getting some real lobster.
So it gives it some substance, pretty much. Okay.
Okay, now I've got a little bit of garlic here, and you can see I got it slightly chopped here. I'm going to put a little bit of that in there.
And you can kind of eyeball this for some of the viewers at home that might not might not like too much garlic in their dishes.
Same thing with onions, celery. Now you can do something different with that. You can sweat these items if you want. But when I bite into this here stuffing, I want a little bit of crunch yet. But you have choices. You can sweat it and make it soft, or you can just leave it as is.
Is that just some pepper? Black pepper?
Black pepper, a little bit of salt. And we're going to put a little bit of breadcrumb in there. That's another binder.
Some fiber.
Binder. Okay, and then I got Durkee's famous sauce. I don't know, a lot of people don't even know what that is. It isn't around. Used to be really popular, but now it's kind of something hard to even find in the store.
And can you get it here locally, or do you have to order it online and ship it?
I got it in the grocery store.
Okay.
Okay, you just have to look for it. A lot of people don't see it right on the top. And you stir that in.
You were saying before that that's kind of like a mayonnaise, pretty much?
It's a slight mayonnaise, mayonnaise based, let's put it that way.
Mayonnaise based.
Okay, then I'm going to put just a little bit of sesame oil in there. Stir that in. move
Smells
this to
good
the
already.
side. Yeah, isn't that sauce is unbelievable. Okay, let's take a fillet of fish. And we just take a look. We want this is where the skin was. So we
Okay.
want to put that on the outside. And you just take a little bit of this mixture and put it in the inside. Now you could leave it like I'm doing right now, put a few breadcrumbs on it and just bake it that way, but we're gonna roll it up.
Is there a
Okay.
particular way that's better? Do you prefer it rolled up rather than
I think for
leaving it whole?
presentation, it looks better. Then we just get a couple of toothpicks and we'll just stick that in so it'll hold it together.
It kind of almost looks like an hors d'oeuvre.
Well, when you give a couple, 2, 3 of them, then you're fine. All right, then we're going to take just a little bit of pan spray. Spray the bottom of the pan. And we'll just put it in the pan. And then we'll start another one. We'll just kind of move this over into here. Go ahead and make one.
All right. So that's where the skin was, you're
Right.
saying. So you're going to flip it
Right.
just like that.
Yeah, just spread it out. There you go.
And then just take it from,
Yeah, just roll it up. A couple of toothpicks. Yeah, you're doing good.
learn from the master.
Okay, and then we'll just pick that up too.
Seems
Stick
pretty
that in there.
simple.
Yeah, let's do one more.
All right. Get a nice big one here.
Yeah, you always check that side. It's just for presentation purposes. You could do it either way, but it just kind of looks better where you can see where the skin and the backbone were, and where it's divided up in the fish.
And is this a pretty common fish that you can find in your local
Grocery store all the time.
store?
It's very, yeah, it might just say sole. It might not be Dover sole. It might be a lemon sole. It might be a variety of different types of sole. Okay. Now we're going to take a little bit more breadcrumb, sprinkle it on the top, just give it a little bit of crunch. Then we're going to stick that in the oven.
And what are you going to bake this to?
Bake that at 350 for approximately 10 to 12 minutes.
Perfect.
Okay. Then I'm going to steam. In the meantime, I'm going to steam some choy sum. We're just going to, I got a little bit of water, I got some choy sum, I got some garlic, and I got some fresh ginger. This will come up to a boil. Put this on so it'll steam.
And what exactly is choice sum?
Some people will call it a Chinese broccoli. Some people will call it a Chinese cabbage. It's got all kinds of American twists on it, but it's just a simple green vegetable that you find in most Chinese restaurants.
Okay. Any particular dishes that the Chinese use within that?
Well, a lot of times it'll be served on the side. You ever had dim sum?
I think so, yes. Yep.
And they come around with the carts and so on. They'll have choy sum in there, and they'll give you a big plate full, and then they'll put some oyster sauce on it,
Okay.
or maybe some other, maybe a hoisin sauce. I'll put something else on it. But that's very common. We cut away for a few minutes so we could cook our Dover sole. It's all done now, so we're going to pull that out of the oven.
It's got that nice golden brown.
Just a little bit of the breadcrumbs. It only took about 10, 12 minutes at the most. Again, it all depends upon the size and how much stuffing you're going to put inside it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our plate. We don't need those tails anymore. If you'd like to move that over there. We're going to move this like this, and then we'll take this out, and you can pull the toothpicks, but be careful. We don't want to spread it all over the... Oops, falling apart. Ah, very good. Let's put that one over there like this. We don't want that on the rim.
Boy,
Put that over there.
this looks delicious.
Very delicate, though. The Dover sole is a very delicate fish. Okay, then we have some steamed choy-sum. Now what I did is I did the garlic and ginger on the bottom.
Now, how long do you cook the dim sum for?
Oh, dim sum. The dim sum is a style
Or
of
I'm sorry, the
choy-sum.
yeah, they're
Just enough to get it hot.
just enough to get it hot.
Just enough to get it hot.
Looks like it soaks up that garlic.
Oh yeah, it's
Juice
very
and-
fragrant. Okay, and then we have a little bit of rice. Take a little
Now,
bit of
Claude,
rice over there.
For those viewers at home that might not care for the choice sum, is there like an alternative that we can pair this fish with?
Anything.
With any kind of vegetable?
Any
pretty
kind of
much?
vegetable. There's no specifics. I just liked it because I'm going to use some oyster sauce on there as the garnish. And choy sum seems to go well with that.
Fair enough.
Now we got a little bit of this sticky rice. Pretty. Put that over there like that. Then we'll take some oyster sauce and just dribble. We want a nice little fine line here, so we'll just let it fall by itself.
Now, is this oyster sauce something that you can find easily at like your local Albertsons or Smith's
Yeah,
store?
any grocery store, obviously any Asian store, but it's pretty common in almost all grocery stores now. You just go into that section that,
Ethnic food
yeah,
section.
ethnic foods. Okay,
Gotcha.
and then we'll take a lemon here. And we'll sit there and get a nice slice here. Let's do it this way.
Now, imagine you're going to drizzle you can drizzle the fish with the lemon and kind of give it a little bit lemon flavor.
If you want, you could do that. Well, you're all set.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm already chowed down? All right. Well, while I'm chowing down, Claude, if you would like to tell our viewers, review some of the ingredients for this
Sure.
dish.
We have Dover sole fillets, we have lobster, we have onions, celery, salt and pepper to taste. We have some choy sum, we have some rice, got a little bit of garlic, and of course some sesame seeds that I forgot to put on top. So we'll put that on here.
Here, let me
Here,
take
put
a
few
look.
on. That goes right on the rice.
Take a little bit of a pinch there. All right, so here we go, guys. Wow, it's got some intense flavor. It's magnificent, basically. You outdid yourself, Claude.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
So, seems very simple that the viewers at home can try it. Takes what, 40 minutes to complete it all, pretty much?
Yeah,
With
that's it.
bake time?
Between that and maybe cutting up your vegetables, that might add a little bit more time to it. But other than that, that's it.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with Chef Al and Chef Brian from Baja Bar and Grill.
Hi, I'm Chevy Checker. A new twist in the law makes it easier than ever to save on your Medicare prescription drug plan costs. So what are you waiting for? Go to socialsecurity.gov and apply for extra help. It's easier than learning the twist.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
Look, honey, it's my Social Security statement.
Oh gosh, how are we gonna retire on that?
Never fear, young savers.
It's Savings Man.
You need to save more. You'll need this.
Oh, the ballpark estimate worksheet.
That's right. Get it at choosetosave.org and find out how much you'll need to save for your future.
Gee, thanks, Savings Man.
No, thank you.
So visit choosetosave.org and stay tuned for more Savings Man.
There comes a time in life when you need government information. frustration.
And you just don't know which way to turn.
Well, there's a place you can go to put an end to your frustration.
It's a site that everyone should learn.
USA.gov.
Find your Social Security benefits online.
USA.gov.
Our list of jobs will put you on cloud nine.
USA.gov.
Shop auctions for a used mini.
Welcome back to This Ain't No Buffet. Byron, will you introduce our guests?
I'd be happy to, Claude. Today we are very lucky to have Chef Brian and Chef Al from Baja Bar and Grill. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So I hear we're going to be preparing potato tacos. So why don't we go ahead and get started and chow down.
Potato tacos. That is something unique, something different.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot. You know, normally we're interested in the meat, but we're going vegetarian style today. So.
And they're really good. You wouldn't think it was a vegetarian taco after you eat it.
That's one of our famous dishes at the restaurant. We do really good fish tacos and potatoes tacos that we brought up.
And you were mentioning that with your fish tacos that it's grilled, so it's actually a healthy option for.
That is correct.
For the customers.
That is correct. We do not bread or fish. We basically grill it. We put our ingredients on it, and you'll be surprised. The taste isn't pudding. So.
Right on.
Okay, so now you're close to mashing it.
Yes, sir. You want to try and make the potato hold together is what you want to try and do.
And I see you're making it in that, long shape again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a hash brown. You want the starch to
Yes,
keep
sir.
it in place?
That's
Okay.
correct.
Potato steak. Cube steak, something?
And gentlemen, we were talking before we went on air that it's with one of those long pieces you can make up to 3 tacos with that. That's correct.
We have a special. We have different specials. We have about 10 different specials. There's a number 1, number 2. Our number 1's really popular with the students out here. It's any 3 tacos with a drink. So you can mix and match. A lot of people really enjoy the potato tacos, something that they've never had before. So they like to try it. And once they try it, they know how it tastes. And it's up to them if they want another one. I mean, it's really good. The seasoning we put in it's a little bit different. Like I'm trying to describe, it's almost like a hash brown, but it's not as crispy. And it's texture on it that's a little bit different. And the flavor.
And guys, what exactly is that little seasoning that you've sprinkled all over the potatoes? Like what's that a mixture
It's a
of?
garlic salt mixer.
Garlic salt
granulated
mixer.
garlic, 1/4, and salt 3/4.
Okay.
And you put the
margarine right on top, sir. Yes, sir.
and that's going to do what?
The margarine, when you turn it over, not only does it give the mashed potatoes a different flavor, it also helps them crisp a little more on the other side, so I don't have to put more vegetable oil on it.
Okay, all right, makes sense.
And we don't use real butter for dietary purposes.
That also gives it a flavor also to the potatoes.
Sure.
You want to keep the customers coming back for more instead of in the hospital, right?
Exactly. So far, no complaints.
We just want to keep them alive. We don't want to fatten them up.
Awesome.
Oh, no. Well, I think we need to keep Byron doing something.
Yes,
We got something for him
I'm
to
so-
do.
I'm so eager
What we
to-
can do right now, as you can see, we have most ingredients up. But how about chopping up some cilantro there, Byron?
Okay, perfect.
Chop
Go ahead
it
and
as
grab
fine as
this.
you can.
Just grab a
There you
small
go.
one.
We just don't want big clumps on there.
So, and you're going to try to keep the shape and then cut it in 3 pieces?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, is this recipe for potato tacos a family recipe, or did you guys, how did you guys come up with it?
Basically, a friend of mine introduced me to him. And actually from Mexico, they actually call it a poor man's taco, since there's no meat in it.
Right.
So that's how it originally came about. And the flavor on it and everything else really brings it out. So that's how we came up with the potato taco.
The poor man's taco.
That's what they originally call it. That's what he told me. So
When all else fails, you can't make it to the store, go to the garden, pretty much, right?
there you go. And still have a good meal.
But it's unique in Mexico that people will eat a lot more different things than we will. And I've had dog tacos.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Excellent.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd like to try that
Of
one.
course,
day.
people here get a little squeamish, or
Yes.
you're eating Fido or something, something of that
Exactly.
nature. But we're a little bit different than the rest of the world.
Yes.
Europeans are somewhat similar, but the rest of the world, they still eat different things.
Oh, definitely. I love to travel, and I've tried some pretty exotic stuff all over the world. Had
So-
some alligator in Thailand. That was interesting.
Sure.
What we want to do, Chef, is put a little bit more oil on the bottom of the pan. This keeps the tortillas from falling apart when you bite into the taco.
And I can see that you're making the tacos soft tacos instead of, the traditional hard tacos.
Yes, sir.
That kind of reminds me. You said alligator. There you go, alligator tacos.
That would be interesting.
You get the meat from Florida.
There you go.
There you go. See, you heard it first here. Oh, I love alligator.
Foods all over the world.
So what exactly are you looking for with the tortillas? Are you trying to get them to a golden, kind of like a semi-crispy
Yeah, kind of. I
texture?
mean, you don't want them to be too crispy like a hard shell taco, but then you don't want them to be too soft because then they'll really fall apart. So kind of crispy, but not really too crispy.
And you're using 2 tortillas to add some firmness with the ingredients, correct?
Exactly. So that the taco, it's less chance of the taco falling apart on you.
I've had that happen many times.
Nobody can't tell me you can't sell odor.
Oh yeah, most
As long as
definitely.
you go, if you go past a restaurant and you smell something burnt,
right.
it's going to turn you off.
Exactly.
If it smells good, you're going to walk in.
Oh, yes.
I have too many people tell me you can't sell smell. And I don't think so. I think you can sell it all day long.
The smell's what gets you in.
Sure.
That's why I like to make the rice fresh in the mornings and
Yeah.
just get the aroma out.
Also, the other poor man's dish is rice and beans, too.
That too. That too.
And we have that at the restaurant also.
Homemade, right?
Yes,
Like
sir.
homemade from scratch?
Oh, yes. We got a lot of customers who like to mix the rice and bean together and eat it that way. Instead of separate, they like to mix it together.
I know exactly how that is. So
I noticed the cheese starting to crisp up over here.
A little bit.
all the pan flavors come seeping into there.
Yes.
Cheeto in a pan.
Cheeto in a pan.
So then we'll just cut this little slab of potatoes in 3 sections.
Keep them as even as you can.
Wow, that looks
amazing. Amazing. That's simple. It's the simplicity of it all just makes it amazing all the more.
Now, gentlemen, what has been the most outrageous request you have had at the restaurant? Like, you know,
the most outrageous.
Yeah, like have you had anybody, you know, what kind of a mixture have they asked you to put together for them?
We get some unique customers. We have this one customer comes in and we do different things, not just tacos. We have Baja burgers out there.
Burgers?
We do BLTs. Yes, we do. We have a lot of customers who request different things once in a while. And I think the strangest thing right now is we have a gentleman who comes in, he loves the meat that we prepare, and they love a BLT. So basically he goes, can I have a BLT with the steak inside it? And his name is Nietzsche or something, and he goes, we'll call that the Nizwich now. So that's his little special thing that comes in for, and we try to do things to different clients who come in on a regular basis. If they want something done specially, we can do that for them. And we have another one that's called the Surf and Turf, where we didn't have, but we have shrimp tacos. We go, how about some shrimp, some meat, some potato all mixed in?
Sounds pretty.
It's very good.
So
we try
I
different
see
things.
you're putting on some cheese, some cilantro, some tomatoes, some onion. What was your secret you were telling us before the show about your onion, about how to cut an onion?
Oh, when you're cutting an onion, if it tends to go in your eyes and make you cry, the best thing to do is just to rotate your position wherever you're at in the room, because the air is usually going a certain way in the room. So, I mean, that's what I've always learned, and it seems to work with me.
Awesome. Well, there you go, folks. You can try that at home next time you're chopping onion. So I'm going to go ahead and put the salsa on, okay?
It's a homemade salsa that we make fresh.
And you say this is the hottest one you have, right?
No.
No?
We do have hotters.
I could make it hotter for you. Depends on how hot you want it.
Do you have special requests for the salsa?
I do have a couple of people that come in that I do have to cut up some fresh serrano chilies, some jalapenos, and mix it with our salsa and put a little bit of habanero sauce and stuff in it because they just like it really hot. So
Now, when you said the serrano chilies, now you were talking, my language. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and taste test these potato tacos. Let's see, which one do I want to pick up first? I think I'll pick up this one.
What's wrong with any of them?
they're all cooked the same.
All right, so I'm gonna take this one.
Careful, it's a little hot.
It is a little warm, but you guys need to get down there. It's really good.
You want to review the ingredients for us so everybody knows what we got in it?
We start with some russet potatoes boiled first. We use corn tortillas, garlic, onion, cilantro, margarine, Kobe Jack cheese, lettuce, and tomatoes.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Did a great job.
Thank you, Chef. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
You betcha.
Perfect, guys. Thank you
Great,
so much
thank
for
you
joining
for
us.
having us.
Thank you so much for joining us.
We'll see you next time on This Ain't No Buffet.